So, tire size really does matter because, well, using the wrong size can compromise your safety, fuel efficiency, and even legality. Incorrect tires might cause blowouts, brake failure, or, a loss of control. Finding your exact size is key to making sure you get optimal performance and avoid those costly risks. Every passenger tire around the world has this standardized code molded right into its sidewall. You'll want to locate the raised characters on the tire's outer sidewall and look for a sequence like P215/65R1595H. Now, focus on the segment before the space and the load or speed rating, for example, P215/65R15. The prefix, like P for passenger or LT for light truck, is optional and might be missing in Europe. The three-digit number, like 215, is the tire's width in millimeters. After the slash, the two-digit number, such as 65, is the aspect ratio, and that represents sidewall height as a percentage of the width. The letter, which is almost always R for radial, shows the construction type. The final two-digit number, like 15, is the rim diameter in inches. Your core size is basically the combination of these elements, for example 215/65R15. Some real-world examples are Michelin's 225/55R17, which means 225 millimeters wide, 55% aspect ratio with a 17-inch rim, and Goodyear's LT 285/75R18 for trucks. If the sidewall markings are faded, you'll want to measure a cold tire. That means it hasn't been driven for at least 3 hours. On level ground with the parking brake on. First, measure the width. Just stretch the tape across the outermost sidewalls at the tread and record the millimeters. If you're using inches, multiply by 25.4 to convert. Then, round to the nearest standard width, like 215 millimeters or 225 millimeters. Next, measure the sidewall height by placing the tape vertically from the wheel rim edge up to the tread's top, and record that in millimeters. To calculate the aspect ratio, divide the height by the width and multiply by 100. For example, 142 millimeters height divided by 215 millimeters width times 100 is about 66%, so round to 65%. Finally, measure the rim diameter by stretching the tape across the inner rim from one bead seat to the opposite and record the inches. It's always a whole number like 15 or 17. You can assume radial construction, so R, add a P prefix for cars or SUVs or LT for heavy-duty trucks. Put it all together and you get your size, like P215/65R15. Okay, so if your tire doesn't have a prefix, like say 215/65R15, it's probably Eurometric and you can just use the numbers as they are. But if you see LT or ST for trailer tires, definitely keep those prefixes. You can ignore extra markings like M+S for winter or ROF for run flat. Really, only the core size is important here. If the markings are totally illegible, you'll want to rely on method 2 or just check with a shop. Now, if you notice mismatched sizes, which is actually pretty common on performance or all-wheel drive vehicles, make sure to record each axle's size separately. For trailer tires, you'll see something like ST at the beginning, like ST 205/75R15, and those rare bias ply tires, such as 7.50-16, use inches and have an implied deconstruction. In that case, you should seek a professional for conversion. Seriously, never guess your tire size. Mistakes can lead to blowouts from rubbing or overloading, losing control because of compromised braking, suspension damage, voided warranties, and even malfunctioning safety systems like ABS. If you're still not sure after trying these methods, it's really best to consult a tire technician right away. Sources for this info include the US DOT Tire Safety Guidelines, the ETRTO Standards Manual, and the Tire Industry Association Training Protocols.